This is how the shifting, the thing. Peace to all beings. Center. Peace. You're in a time now where there's coming this, we're going to call it the separation of species. And I'm not just talking about the human condition and animals. I'm talking about the species within the human condition. You forgot what the word means. The word. In the beginning, there was the word. Logos is the entity involved in the expression of that. Yet there is a beginning before the word. Each language has an expression that causes a vibration within the structure of the human condition in the receiving apparatus that affects the DNA. What you have not really become aware of, yet you are aware, in a deeper sense, that you react towards, one way or the other. Instead of looking for the beginning of that expression that causes the reaction, you're listening to the wrong things. The presence of the divine force is in the air around you. You can breathe it. It's what gives you life. It's what allows you contemplation of your inner experience. Yet you've been affected by so many words, you really don't know what you're doing. One of the most intense verbiage comes around the expression you beings have with money. And you reacted to that when I said it. You don't understand where your life came from. You didn't have any money before you were born. You didn't have any money in the fetus. You had the presence of self, the understanding of the fluid environment. You breathed water in the fetus, as a fetus, in the womb. It came out of the womb and expressed as air you breathed in, consciousness. And you could think. You had a realization when your eyes opened. And you reacted to it. Internally, chemically. And while you were in the room, you heard expressions. You didn't understand the words, but you felt the vibrations of the entities talking while you were within the room. The entities talking, I'm talking about your parents and those around you when your mother was pregnant. You reacted to those vibrational forces in a manner you could interpret the words, but you didn't know the definitions. You interpreted the vibration, which affected you. The heart, the little heart, reacted one way or the other. Whether it was a pleasant tone or a violent tone, your heart adjusted, reacted to it. And chemically induced portions of you to be ready for the extreme conditions as you come out of the womb. The body was built by tones. Yet you forgot your original tone. And what has caused this disturbance is a misappropriation and use of words for control instead of the expression of your true nature, which is divine, health and healing for all, peace, protection and joy for the experience of the space and those living things that are growing around you, moving around you, expressing the God force within them around you, so you can see and feel an expression of yourself. But you're caught so much in your wordings, listening to what others say, instead of paying attention to the sound between the trees. And I'm not talking about the wind. The wind is there moving things for you. It gives you a new perspective of an otherness, not you. Are you aware? Is the wind pushed or pulled? Or does it just flows by itself as an entity unto itself, following the contours of the earth? Like the flow of water. When the wind hits the mountain, it does certain things. It communicates to the mountain, and the mountain communicates to it. The mountain's aware of the wind. It knows the mountain knows that it has a presence, and it's not alone when the wind is blowing. And there's a stillness when the wind is not blowing, and the mountain becomes concerned at times, a feeling of loneliness, which you beings are going to start to feel. No matter how many people are around you, in your next 5 months, you're coming through a conclusion of yourself. I don't mean the end. You're coming to a conclusion of understanding yourself. You're being allowed to understand. You're being allowed to. You're going to need to reduce the amount of exposure to other verbiage besides your inner prayers, your inner desires. For the place you're walking upon, this earth thing, is a desire kingdom. What you desire will be manifest. But you forgot how to desire correctly. You're listening to other words. You're looking at expressions that are not of yours. Because nature was there before you. You see the trees. They were there. You haven't really understood the significance of your divinity. And when you do figure a little bit of it out, you think you know everything. You don't. You're still struggling with this concept of more. I need more. What you need is air, water, fire, and earth. And then you're going to find out you're going to need seeds. So you can do something with the seed, which is what you were, to provide life for yourself, what you are now. But you don't do that. No. No. You truly don't know how to support yourself. You support yourselves with monies. You haven't been within the nature to understand the significance of yourself. You've left clarity for selfishness. The suggestion is to gather seeds, plant a little bit within the house in a pot. Talk to the plant, whatever it is. And watch how your magnificent self begins to understand the space between you and the plant. Now is the time when you have perfect opportunity. It's not tomorrow. Tomorrow's not here yet. Yesterday's gone. Now is the time for yourself. A moment. I'm going to give you some clues of what's beginning to happen in your months coming, and how you can ascertain your direction in this thing. Remember, words are confusing. That's why you have dictionaries. Few words. When you begin to pick up this dizziness, which everyone's going to occur, it begin to occur to everyone. The hemispheres of your brain are changing. I've told you about the lavender thread to sew the two halves of the brain together so you can unify yourself. Told you about that. Whether you've done it or not is another story. That's not my problem. You're in a significant place now. There's going to be a separation of the species. Those that understand the divine, those that don't. And by understanding, I mean you participate with it in a careful, calm, peaceful manner. You see what the greater portion of the divine presents unto you for a manner for you to be. And by that I mean be courageous. That doesn't mean take advantage of people. That doesn't mean that. It means breathe and know your space and be present. So others can see that you're holding something that's different. And by holding, I mean acknowledging your own inner essence. And it does not take a lot of words. You've heard the phrase heart speak. What does that mean? You're not ready to hear your heart speak. It's going to frighten you. Because there is an inner voice there that communicates. And it's the one that takes you through your dream state and acknowledges the consciousness of all your organs in your body. All of them. If you're aware, you have 4 chambers in your heart. Each one is significant for a reason. Each one does something different for the expression outward of as you. Your blood is magical. It's yours alone, manufactured by you from your bones, blessed by the Holy Spirit. That's a little thin layer of blue filament. We call it filament. It's a like a sheath that caresses the bones, not hard. It blesses the bones. And the bones bleed in joy. They're tears, actually. And you proceed through your walking with the oxygen of those tears of your blood. Yeah. This is how the heart combines things. And you're working into this understanding. The necessity is to get before the word. I don't mean ahead of the word. I mean before the word was expressed. When you read in your books, you react to the vibrations of what you've read, transmitting data inwardly. You need to look before the words what you're reading, between the words what you're reading, and beyond the expression of expectation. The expectation causes you the confusion. You haven't practiced being present at all moments. Now, when this dizziness begins to appear, you will feel an energy either on the left side of your brain or the right side of your brain. You'll feel it. It'll be distinct. It'll be like someone tapping you on that side of your head. All right? If it taps the right, it's going to affect the left. If it taps the left, it's going to affect the right. Chemically, it will activate, the questioning. What was that thing? I'm telling you what it is now. It's going to be part of your high self trying to get your attention. You've got to learn to think within the center portion of your brain and realize that you, being you from the heart chakra up and from the root chakra up through all 7 chakras, are in the center portion there, analyzing data. We haven't talked yet to you about the breath of word before, the desire to express the word. We haven't. We don't know how to do that yet. But we're going to explain it so you can practice. I need you to look at the time of the day, wherever you are. In the afternoon at 2 o'clock, afternoon at 1 o'clock, if you feel it, look at the time. Because time is a direction. It is not horizontal, linear, like you say, in your weekly time. Time is a direction and it's up. Everything grows up. Plants grow up, trees grow up. Foods grow up. You are growing up. Body physical extends itself in time. What does your spiritual force do with that, however? Do you know it? Do you know the significance of the numbers within time? Pay attention to 4 o'clock. No matter where you are in your planet, you have 4 chambers in your heart. 4 is related to the heart, physical heart. You ask permission to speak at 4 o'clock. Because what you don't know yet, you're coming out of something. You went through the 2 o'clock phase, attention. You went through the 3 o'clock phase, going up. The heart speaks at 4. Why? Because it's preparing you for 6, the evening hours. When the shift of the pleasant expression changes. Notice your moods in the evenings, prior to 9. p.m. You're going to need to notice the moods of you and your timing day. 1 o'clock in your afternoon is a significant milestone because you're going to start feeling dizzy. You're going to check your clock. You're going to see that I'm right. About 1 o'clock, and that one hit on the right side of my brain. Then what you do with this when the one comes on to the left? What do you do? What do you do? I don't know. Don't play with the words. I've told you before, I'll tell you again. You need to understand the energy before the words as it comes out. You have to acknowledge yourself. The direction is up. And the peace to all beings, and the direction is down. In the ascension process for your high self trying to get you up. Get up. Wake up. What are you doing? You can see without too much looking the violence that's erupting on your planet. It's all over. It's all over. It's all over. You don't know how to be peaceful anymore. You don't know how to be peaceful. You're moving too fast. You need to slow down. You need to take your present self and sit it. And think what this term, the word you use is gravity, the force that holds you here. And if you understand the significance of what I'm saying, you'll sit upright and feel gravity moving up your spine. And then the presence of the levitational forces will become apparent. And you'll find that you don't want to be around certain beings. Not only because of their verbiage, but because of the energy expressing that is in their auric fields. That is built up from verbiage past. You don't know what your future is going to be, but you will do know that wherever or whenever you are present. That's the realization. Doesn't matter if you're dead or alive, or you call dead, in the body or out. You are present somewhere. Talk to those who have been in comas, they'll tell you. They're present, but they couldn't do anything. The body was rigid. The presence, for your information, comes through the back of you. There's a grand chakra there. It comes into the spine from behind you. And it goes into the chakras. So you can experience them as you in the center of you. But it comes from behind you. And behind each shoulder blade, there are 7 more chakras. And that's where what you beings would say, your angelic wings come out, but are going in now. And as they come in, those 7 chakras on either side, it expands the heart chakra. Or you're going to be bent over. You will be bent over. Because that's the presence of yourself telling you there's more than you. You're trying to understand why you have a life in this time frame, your 2017, is because you're going to experience the presence of the presence. You're going to hear the word. It's going to frighten you. Because it's going to come out of nowhere. It won't be a loudspeaker. It'll be all over. And everyone will hear the same. Everyone will hear the same. And